Grandmaster Parker, myself, and a couple others.
So this is Grandmaster Gaylin Eugene Griffie. 6'1", 290 pounds, 10th degree black belt. And what he did was he was one of the co-founders of the American Shaolin Temple. He's explaining how February 12th, 1979, a group of veterans, all black belts, military experience, got together. Seated is the first generation Grandmaster, Grandmaster Bobby Parker. That is Grandmaster Griffie in the center wearing the glasses. And then to his immediate right, your left, is Dadisi Senyaku and other black belts. They got together and they created the American Shaolin Temple, which had classes in Inglewood, Monday and Wednesdays from 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. That was changed when the city changed and began to cut, park hours. But all the way up until, about 2007, it was in Centinela Park, which became Edward Vincent Jr. Park. Then it moved to Rogers Park. But this was one of the co-founders and the last surviving member of the original group of black belts. He passed away December 27th, 2010. And he's explaining here how the American Shaolin Temple idea was created. So what he's explaining is that originally it was 6 guys, black belts from the military, training, working out. And what happened was that the more adults joined the class, and as more adults joined the class, they began to bring their children. And so the idea of teaching the children emerged, and Grandmaster Griffie said he was, quote unquote, volunteered to become the instructor for the children. And they would be trained, the children were trained in one room, and the adults would train in a different room. So first of all, that is not me moving the camera around. As you can see, I'm simply playing a very old video. So don't shoot the messenger here. I'm just trying to preserve this because it is an important piece of our history. Secondly, what he's explaining is that he discovered, as well as the other original black belts, that they could create something more valuable than a karate martial arts black belt if they simply put their egos aside and allowed everyone to put something in the pot, so to speak. Each person had a different style of training, a different style of fighting, and if they actually just put it all into each person that came in, they could create people that were more complete than if someone just said, my style is the best style, my style is the only style, and if you don't train with me, then you're training in an inferior system. So the idea was to put egos aside and just let everybody train. And so a lot of people love to praise Bruce Lee, but what people forget is Bruce Lee was a purist. He trained exclusively in Wing Chun until he came to America, fought Wong Man Jack in Chinatown in San Francisco, and then he was open to the idea of training in other systems. The idea of training in other systems was always part of the American culture. Always. Bruce Lee did not create, he's not the father of MMA. That's not true at all. People were, you look at Ed Parker, who Bruce Lee went to his tournament. You look at all the point fighters there. Karate tournaments were open tournaments. Very few people in open tournaments were purists. Grandmaster Steve Muhammad was not a purist. Ed Parker was not a purist. Raymond Chow was not a purist. If you look at the founders of Lima Lama, you look at the founders of Kajun Kimbo. Kajun Kimbo is a blended system. It's karate, jujitsu, judo. Look at what it is. Literally, the name tells you it's a blended system, and it was created by Hawaiian police officers who put down their guns and said, "We're going to apprehend people with our bare hands." And all of that predated Bruce Lee's Jeet Kune Do. His Jeet Kune Do concept came from Americans. So again, that's not me shaking the camera. This is the actual video. This is the raw footage. He's saying it's not about the black belts, it's about the kids.
You will see black, Hispanic, Oriental, white, all getting along together. We don't have it. This is like one big family in orientation martial arts. It is designed for South Central Los Angeles in 1994. If you can survive South Central Los Angeles, you can survive anywhere.
So you heard it from him, right? He said this is not about the black belts. It is about the kids. It is about not creating black belts. It's about creating good citizens. It's about bringing together blacks, whites, Hispanics, Orientals, Asians. It's about bringing everybody together and teaching them how to build community in 1994. That was the whole purpose. And for those of you who don't know or don't live in Inglewood or aren't familiar with the program never charged a dime. From 1979 until 2023, not a single student has ever paid a penny to learn from these grandmasters and masters.
There you have it. There you go. Positive images. Here in the hood, not only good martial artists, but good human beings, humanitarians.
So let's take a look at what he does.